Hello, hello. Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to the One Piece Chapter 1099 review. I was surprised. I was wondering if we would get the chapter this week since it came out a little bit later than what we've gotten used to with chapters coming back after the 1 week break over the past few months. But it is here. Chapter 1099, Pacifist. We've got a nice cover here, cover request by Mitikashi, Mititiki, Mi, Matike, Mati Takeshi, Mati Takeshi. Ooh, that took a little bit to get, but we got there. Some Mati Takeshi, some Tanukis styling Odin's hair. We've got Odin drinking sake, and there's some Tanukis on his head, giving him a funny haircut. Nice little cover request. Note from Oda. I love adding a bit of hot water to my 0 seconds chicken ramen. Though I guess that means it takes a tad longer than 0 seconds. Well, I guess that does make sense. So let's see, we got our chapter. We didn't ask for this. Stop burning the southern province. People are still hurting. Kuma's fury. Done enough. Huff. So they're trying to burn the entire Sorbet Kingdom down, which is exactly like what was happening with the whole Great Terminal situation. Kuma is burned up, so it looks like he's been going through the fire. There's no save. You've done enough, Kuma. Huff, huff. There's no saving anyone else. You'll only add yourself to the casualty. Let's get out of here. Please, Kumachi. So there's a bunch of people that Kuma has saved. So he's been saving people from the burning buildings as much as he possibly can. The people are still resisting us, sire. You're murderers. We didn't ask for this. Stop burning the southern province. They're failing to see the greater good here. Kill 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, so the king, Bakori, in his palace. People are outside the palace demanding he stop. Now he's having his guards shoot at those people to disperse the crowd. Anyone who disagrees with the king's edict is welcome to step forward now. Who's that? Stop. We'll execute you on the spot. Oh, and there's Kuma looking very, very angry. The angriest we've ever seen him. Got the idea for this effective policy from a country in the Far East. They were able to curry favor with the Celestial Dragons by burning away all their trash, leaving a beautiful, spotless city. So this confirms what I was thinking. The Cory actually got this idea from the East Blue to burn and destroy all of Sorbet Kingdom. So this is basically a copycat of what happened in Great Terminal in the Gullah Kingdom. One must have the heart to do the devil's work. That's the only way to ensure a nation becomes rich and bountiful. And we know from the backstory that Dragon, Kuma, and Ivankov were there. They saw what happened at Great Terminal. So Kuma seeing this again is seeing that that evil tactic has spread to now his homeland. It's no wonder that he's so upset by this. Okay, next page. Kuma's church. Tend to the wounded. Bonnie-chan, stay inside. We can't have you get caught in the light. Uh-huh. Is it gonna be okay? I've never seen Daddy so on edge. Don't you dare. There are consequences for those who take up arms against their king. So we got Kuma going in for an attack. It won't be pretty, you bumpkin of a priest. Kuma's closing in with the attack, and we got a massive paw print. Is that a Ursus shock? He didn't wind it up like he usually does, so I'm not sure if that's a Ursus shock or not, but it has the same effect as one, so I'm going to say that was a Ursus shock that he didn't actually wind up. Just kind of launched an instantaneous one. This day will go down in history as Sorbet's one-man revolution. So after that, I'm going to assume that King Bakori is dead. Now we're going to the Holy Land. Very sure. It seems Sorbet has a new king. How odd. And to whom did the crown fall? So we got some naval officer speaking to, of course, it's St. J. Garcia, asking who is now the new king of Sorbet Kingdom. The people would not hear no for an answer, so Kuma relented. Kuma, Kuma, Kuma-sama. He became a king who lived in a beaten-down old church. King Kumachi, my head is killing me. Stop teasing me already. I'm nothing but a figurehead. Bulldog-san is the one who's really running the country. King Bulldog was our old king. His last reign wasn't half bad. We sure were poor. Sure we were poor, but our hearts were full. Mind you, it would have been even nicer if I could say the same thing for my wallet. So this confirms that he acted as a figurehead, and the previous king before Bakori, who was apparently named King Bulldog, is running the country. I don't think we've seen King Bulldog yet. But this also answers the question of how Kuma was a king. How Kuma became a king, and the world government didn't seem to care that much about it. So I guess since the country Sorbet Kingdom was not part of the world government at that time, and so it didn't seem to be a very high value target for the Celestial Dragons, so they kind of just kept an eye on events that were happening in the Sorbet Kingdom, but didn't really care how they panned out one way or the other, because it didn't really affect the world government's ultimate goals, and it doesn't really affect their power that much because it's just one kingdom, a kingdom that they don't seem to be placing much value in, which explains why they allowed Kuma to become the king. Because even if taking Kuma out of the picture in the Sorbet would have caused the people there to revolt, it's not exactly a super massive and powerful kingdom, so the world government could take it out easily if it came to that, but that would still be a waste of resources. So better just to let Kuma run the country. Then down the line, it does end up becoming part of the world government ultimately, because that's how Bonnie was able to sneak into Reverie disguised as the dowager, a dowager from Sorbet Kingdom. So That makes sense. Okay, next panel. We've got Bonnie. She's older now. She's running around in the church. Pant, pant. By the way, who's the babe you've got running laps? She looks just like Ginny. Huh? Ginny? Gotta up my stamina. Why are you looking at me like that? I want to be able to sail to the horizon with Daddy by the time I turn 10. Daddy? They're all shocked. By the time I turn 10. Okay, so wait a minute. This is not a time skip. So Bonnie has aged up, and she looks to be about around the age of Ginny. Around the age of young adult Ginny before Bonnie was born. And this looks just about like Bonnie as we see her in the story, maybe a few years younger. And everyone in the church is shocked to see her. At first they think she's a new person. But now that she's speaking, it sounds like it's Bonnie, and they're starting to put two and two together. But this means she must have eaten the fruit. Okay, and the fruit must have automatically aged her up. So she did make a conscious decision to age herself up to be around, what it would be, 19 at this time, or 20 at this time, I think. Because I think she's 22 post time skip, or was it 24? Either way, she's aged herself up. I guess in the next few pages they're going to reveal how she ate the fruit and where the fruit came from. Okay, why are you looking at me like that? I want to be able to sail to the horizon with Daddy by the time I turn 10. Daddy? That's why I'm running to build my stamina. What? So Bonnie sees a mirror and sees that she has aged up. Kya! You're Bonnie? Wait, did you eat a devil fruit? When? Kumachi, pull yourself together. Everyone's freaking out. Kuma's falling over and Bonnie's falling over too in shock. Could this be the age fruit? Where did she find it? We've got an old guy reading a devil fruit encyclopedia. So it's interesting. There's a devil fruit encyclopedia here in the Sorbet Kingdom. I don't know. Try chanting something. Granny time, granny time. Hang on, Bonnie. Your body can't take this. We got Bonnie straining, saying granny time, trying to activate her powers. King Kuma, Bulldog Son requires an audience. Whoa! You actually did it. Amazing. Look at those wrinkles. And now we've got Bonnie all aged up, looking like her Queen Dowager. Disguise. Dang, I still can't make myself old. Who are you, old timer? Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Got confused there for a second. That's not Bonnie the guy is holding. This is someone else that looks just like Bonnie aged up. And Bonnie is standing over in the distance talking to herself. Dang, I still can't make myself old. So she couldn't age herself up. So scroll back up. So they're still keeping it secret how she got the fruit. I guess they're going to reveal it by the end of the chapter, but she got the fruit. The sequence of events is she somehow got the fruit. She can't control the power. So she's kind of slipping between ages subconsciously. First she was an adult. Then she reverted to her normal age. Now she's trying to control her power and force herself to age up into a granny, but she wasn't able to do so. And that guy with a cowboy hat, mistook this old woman for Bonnie. Okay, and now to the next panel. Who are you, old timer? You must be Princess Bonnie. I'm Bulldog, your father's advisor. I've come with dire news. So here's Bulldog. He's an old guy. The previous king of Sorbet, Bulldog. I see you've already met my mother, the old Queen Dowager Connie. The old Queen Dowager Connie. Which is interesting. So the naming scheme is interesting here. The naming scheme is, it leaves the suggestion that Connie is related to Bonnie and Jenny somehow. The first thought is grandparents, but why would a queen let her daughter get taken and sold into slavery? Now, the other option is just that it could be a coincidence, or they could be distant relatives, so distant that they don't know they're related. But it's a small detail, not super important, but it is confirming that Bonnie's aged up disguise explains why there's Queen Dowager in Sorbet Kingdom and how Bonnie was able to dress up and look like her, and why there was nothing suspicious about the Queen Dowager being present. Everybody knew there was a Queen Dowager in Sorbet, so it all makes sense. King Bakori is plotting another comeback? What gives? This article's a total smear job. The evil tyrant, and a picture of Kuma. So this explains how Kuma got that reputation as a tyrant. This stinks of Bakori's propaganda. It says here you burned the villages and took the throne by force. So Kuma didn't kill Bakori. Bakori is trying to reattain power, and he's spreading propaganda about Kuma in the newspapers. And obviously the world government would pick this up and work with this because Kuma is an enemy of the world government. So this propaganda from Bakori works in their favor. How dare he? He's probably laughing about this at some resort overseas. This proves Bakori's still got the backing of the world government. I'm sure he'll make another bid for the throne. I've had reports suggesting his battleships are already on standby. Kuma is standing there saying absolutely nothing, looking kind of grim, upset. I never want to see Bakori's face again. He'll kill us for sure if he returns. Miss Kuma, I feel the same. I won't let him take one step on Sorbet soil. If he attacks again, I'll do all I can. Only, I'm sure they'll have me hunted down as a criminal now. I won't be able to stay in the country. With that in mind, Bulldog Sam, can I ask you to reclaim your title as king so things can carry on as they are? Also, would you be willing to take her in? The church won't be safe anymore. I understand. We'll make a new home that protects her from all sources of natural light. Now we've got Bonnie. I did it! And she aged herself up, finally, to look like her granny, and she looks exactly like Connie. Bonnie, I'll be back as soon as I can, so be a good girl till then. You look just like Ma. You're leaving, but I'll be so lonely. I got marine ships. 3 marine ships. It looks like Bakoria's on one of them. There he is. Be good, Marines, and shoot him. He's the tyrant who usurped my throne. The very definition of a corrupt dictator. Kill him this instant. I'm Sorbet's rightful ruler. Have you no shame? How dare you show your face here again? And I got the narrator. Of course, Kuma sunk the entire armada. After that, Kuma will go to sea and be branded a pirate. So we've got that wanted poster, wanted, dead or alive, by following Kuma, and the bounty is cut off. So we don't know what Kuma's initial bounty was. His strength fueled his notoriety, which spread like wildfire, earning him a bounty. Now we're back to Bonnie in the Sorbet Kingdom. Daddy, I miss you so much. Queen Dowager, I'm sorry, Bonnie-chan, but try to understand. Kuma-san saved us all. He's a hero. I don't care. He was my dad first. I'll finally be cured after I turn 10. Then I'm gonna be a pirate too. Well, let's just wait and see. I could be an adult right now if I wanted. Now we've got Kuma sailing. Kuma sailed to that island where he sent Chopper before the time skip. Have you ever encountered a disease like this before? She can't be in the sun. How awful. Now he's talking to those natives that live on that island. I forget what it was called. Kuma has now gone to, that looks like the Muggy Kingdom. Pretty sure that's the Muggy Kingdom. Found you by following Kuma, right? There's a big prize on your head. It's the 2 bounty hunters from Dressrosa that joined the Straw Hat Alliance. Oh, what were their names? I want to say one of them was Khajiit, but I'm not sure if that's right. I think, were they brothers or not? I'm not entirely sure, but I know they were a pair, 2 bounty hunters. So it's those 2. Looks like they were pursuing Kuma at one point, and he took them out. Now this is Tequila Wolf. Your daughter has another 5 years at best. It'll be a miracle. So that's Tequila Wolf. Kuma leaves Tequila Wolf. Now he is Is that still Tequila Wolf? It might still be Tequila Wolf. And next to it, here's a panel of him and Weatheria talking to the weather wizards. It'll be a miracle if she reaches her 10th birthday. Now he's on the island where he sent Usopp. I forget the name. And he's talking to Hercules. Hercules. Now he's crying. But this does confirm Kuma has visited all of the places where he sent the Straw Hats, which is why he knew exactly where he was sending each of them. Oh, and if that's the case, then let's see. Let's make sure we know. Yeah, Monkey Kingdom, the island where he sent Chopper. This is, I also forget the name, but this is Vegapunk's home island. We got Tequila Wolf. Perhaps this is the island where he sent Brook. Then Weatheria, the island where he sent Usopp. So that's all of them. Hey, it's him, Kuma-chan. So this is a revolutionary ship, and we've got some of the revolutionary commanders. Eva and Izuma got caught and sent to prison. This is Dragon speaking. Or no, that's Morley. Where's that dragon? It's hard to tell who's speaking here, but Eva and Izuma got caught and sent to prison. How are you holding up? I hear you've been wearing a lot of hats recently. King, Tyrant, and Pirate. So I think of it as dragons talking. Now it's Kuma, people change. Oh, please, like anyone in the Revolutionary Army, take those articles seriously. Then there's that revolutionary that's wearing a hat like Sabo. By the way, Kuma, how would you feel if I became captain of the Eastern Forces? Why are you asking me? Dragon-san won't let anyone officially take up Jinny-sama's old post without your blessing. Another sharp-tongued woman hang up the Eastern Forces? That's fine by me. All right. Sabo and Koala wanted to see you too. It's Dragon speaking. Our young revolutionaries are steadily becoming stronger. I love you to see how far they've come. Kuma, as I traveled the world, I often found myself wondering, what would Dragon do here? Honestly, I'd like to return to the revolutionaries too, but... And, Dragon, that reminds me, I wanted to talk to you about Bonnie. Have you heard of a Navy scientist by the name of Dr. Vegapunk? There was an accident the other day. He's going to have to switch labs. It's usually tricky to get a hold of a man like him, but I'm sure security will be pretty lax around him at that moment. Thank you for the lead, Dragon. To be honest, I was close to giving up. I'll try not to be a stranger. If I can cure Bonnie's disease, I'll be ready to fight by your side once more. And Dragon speaking, go where the winds of fate take you, my friend. Hiya! Wow, Bonnie, you're amazing. Daddy! I went easy on her. Cough. So Bonnie's been training to fight. Navy Science Division, Lab 08, future location of Egghead. Where are we going? I'm taking you for a checkup. This doctor is just going to take a look before you're cured. Gadzooks. People really do come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? Funny, looking at you, I was thinking the exact same thing. So Vegapunk talking about Kuma's massive size, and Kuma talking about Vegapunk's massive head. Now here's Bonnie speaking. Holy cow, what a huge head. Kinda creepy. Your physique is extraordinary. Please, you must let me study your muscles for the sake of the scientific process. Or for the sake of scientific progress. Oh, is she the sick child you mentioned? She looks like a cheeky scamp. Well, a little pluckiness never hurt anyone. Sapphire scales, eh? You've done well to contain the spread. I can cure her. You can? There's Sentomaru. And Bonnie playing with Sentomaru's axe. He's trying to keep her from getting hurt. I'll do it with a method that's never been used in the medical field till now. Be more precise, I'm going to perform a stem cell transplant. With the amount of money and effort involved in the procedure, it'll be like making a cyborg. Right? With the amount of money and effort involved in the procedure, it'll be like making a cyborg. So the process of the stem cell transplant is as expensive and time consuming as the process of creating a cyborg. Nakuma responds, "You're going to turn her into a cyborg?" No, I'm just comparing the cost. Well, that's just what I said. That it cost as much for making a cyborg. And now we have Vegapunk reading through scroll. He has Kuma in the machine, so I guess he's studying Kuma's muscles and his genetic structure. He's looking at the pre-readouts. He's shocked. Are you a buccaneer? Yeah. You know I work for the world government, right? I trust Dragon. What makes my blood so special anyway? I don't have enough examples to explain it in any detail. You want to clone me? That's right. I've been searching for the perfect model for my clone soldier project. If you donate some blood and give me permission to make your clones into soldiers, I'll waive all the medical expenses for Bonnie's procedure. You don't have any money, I assume. Well, it's not like I can pass on an offer like that anyway. But what are you going to do with them? An army where all the soldiers look just like me. Are they going to be like the Marines? That's the gist of it. Have you heard of electromagnetic energy? My soldiers will have bodies so sturdy that they deflect bullets. They'll be heroes that protect the weak and the helpless. If only I could get them to fire lasers too. Those pirates would be scared speechless. In the face of devastating scientific power, evildoers have no choice but to submit. They'll be warriors of the future. There's no limit to their potential. You said you were open about your ambitions. It's right about you being eccentric and trustworthy. Dragon said that, did he? He's always been a bit holier than thou. If clones of me end up saving people someday, maybe I can view that as a good reason for why I was born. Dragon won't be happy about this arrangement. It's okay, I have nothing but gratitude for you both. Honestly, if it'd cure Bonnie, I would have made a deal with the devil himself. Please just save her. You're quite the saint. I've got the Holy Land of Mary Joie. The clone soldiers are meant to be weapons. A weapon's worth is defined by how many people it can kill. As St. J. Garcia speaking. Vegapunk is a fool for not making the most of this chance. No matter, I have my own ideas. Yes, sir, your word is our command. Me? A saint? Don't be silly. I'm just a spineless pacifist. Of course I love keeping the peace. Pip, 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 pip. Keeping the peace, eh? I like the sound of that. Why don't we call them the Pacifista? They only wanted peace. Chapter 1099. So we've got a lot of movement in this chapter. We got the origin of the name Pacifista, which it turns out was not irony on the part of the world government. It was genuine. And so Vegapunk cloned Pacifista from Kuma specifically because Kuma was a buccaneer. And as I was kind of suspecting all along, Kuma made a deal with Vegapunk to cure Bonnie. But it's interesting, the deal wasn't to turn himself into a soldier. The deal to save Bonnie was to offer up his blood and let Vegapunk make clones of him. So that doesn't explain why Kuma himself got turned into a cyborg. But we do have St. J. Garcia here, who is, of course, overseeing the whole thing. So once Vegapunk gets Kuma's blood and starts the process of making the clones, obviously St. J. Garcia takes the clones and turns them into weapons. Since Vegapunk naively and earnestly made the Pacifista as powerful as possible, as he possibly could, all St. J. Garcia really has to do is just give them orders to kill. And they will kill at the behest of the Marines and Celestial Dragons. Now perhaps what this is leading up to is St. J. Garcia interfering. St. J. Garcia interfering and somehow changing the arrangements of the deal. Perhaps he tells Vegapunk, you can't make this deal unless Kuma agrees to offer himself up for experimentation as well. And then Kuma agrees to that deal, which offers himself up and explains why he became a cyborg. And I think that seems like a logical course. or how Kuma ended up being the original pacifista, the PX0. And I think that's the. I can't think of any other exclamations right at the top of my head. Because obviously it has to be for Bonnie. The Sorbet Kingdom is safe at this point. At least that's what I'm led to believe here. Yeah. Because the government's only interested in Kuma. Kuma has left the Sorbet Kingdom, so the Sorbet Kingdom is perfectly safe. There's nothing the world government wants in Sorbet. And Bokori is. Yeah, Bokori's gone because Kuma destroyed the armada that he was on. So yeah, Sorbet Kingdom is safe. So Kuma's main concern is saving Bonnie. By the end of this chapter, he's struck a deal with Vegapunk to offer up his blood. Doesn't seem that he offered up anything else, just his blood for the allow Vegapunk to give him blood and permission to make clones. Jay Garcia's overheard that. He knows that. And he is going to ultimately make the pacifista into the Navy's ultimate weapons of destruction. And the big question still remaining at this point is how Kuma offers himself up to be turned into a cyborg, the pacifista. And that will probably be revealed in these upcoming chapters. These are the memories that Bonnie got from Kuma. So let's see, is this enough information for Bonnie to change her target from Vegapunk to Jay Garcia? Not entirely. Yet there still has to be a point where Jay Garcia does something so terrible to Kuma and ultimately sets the events in motion that leads to Kuma becoming what he is today. That hasn't happened yet. That event hasn't happened yet. So that adds further credence to my thinking that Vegapunk or Jay Garcia Saturn steps in at some point and forces Kuma to offer himself up to become a cyborg in exchange for Bonnie's life. And Kuma accepts that offer, and it will explain why Bonnie wants to kill him. This also explains why Bonnie has lived past the age of 10 when she was supposed to die. Yeah, the age of 10 when she was supposed to die. This explains how she lived past that point. So this kind of puts a lot of pieces together from the Reverie arc, like how Bonnie was able to disguise herself as the Queen Dowager, and why they were believed it was Queen Dowager. Explain how Kuma ended up with the title of Tyrant, how he was a king and then a pirate. Ultimately, a revolutionary, but that title didn't stick to him. And there's still that mystery around how Bonnie got that devil fruit. That is purposely omitted, but it has to be important because that's a devil fruit. You have to think. The devil fruit are treasures. The world government is very protective of devil fruits and tries to hoard them and protect them for use by the Marines and the world government. Pirates will find them and use them. Pirates sometimes steal them from the world government and Marines. So when there is a devil fruit involved, it usually comes from three human sources. Either pirates have found it and or stolen it. The world government has it in its possession, which means they may have taken it from pirates or found it, discovered it. So where could this devil fruit have been from? Bonnie is inside the church at all times because of her disease. So someone had to bring the devil fruit into the church for Bonnie to have eaten it. There's Kuma. Kuma didn't bring any devil fruits into the church, knowingly or unknowingly. It's easy enough to assume. Even though Kuma has, yeah. This is suspicious. There were old people, the old people from the kingdom, coming in and out of the village, but, or, excuse me, from old people from the kingdom coming in and out of the church. None of them seem particularly suspicious. But there's also the fact that they have a devil fruit encyclopedia. While it hasn't been confirmed how rare and how widely dispersed devil fruit encyclopedias are, it's kind of assumed by the fandom that in this world, not a lot of people would have access to devil fruit encyclopedias. They would be kind of rare. Not as rare as devil fruits themselves, but pretty darn rare. The world government probably produces them so that their soldiers and marines can identify specific fruits, know what they're capable of. So world government officers would be most likely to have possession of devil fruit encyclopedias. Then second most likely would probably be pirates that are interested in hunting down devil fruits for whatever reasons, either to sell or to eat and possess the power. So pirates would be second on that rung. And who else? Scientists slash revolutionaries would probably be third on that rung. Revolutionaries don't care too much about devil fruits, since their main goal is taking on the world government. If they come across a devil fruit that belongs to the world government, they might take it just because, but it's not a target. They might take it just because it theoretically weakens the world government's fighting force by that much. And of course, scientists, just because they want to study devil fruits, even though most study of devil fruits I'm going to assume is kind of impossible. Seems that only Vegapunk can really study devil fruits. He knows what they are. So, what reasons would any of these elderly people in the Sorbet Kingdom have to either A, have a devil fruit in their possession, or B, or actually A and B, have a devil fruit in their possession and possession of devil fruit encyclopedia? This is suspicious. I hope that this is something that gets explained in the future. I feel like it's been kept out for a specific reason. The way Kuma's church is, it seems that people just come in and out, so it's not entirely out of the question that some mysterious party snuck into the church with the devil fruit and somehow left it behind or lost it. But that doesn't explain the devil fruit encyclopedia. Soviet Kingdom is not very rich. It's always been a poor kingdom. Korea was the previous king. It was a poor kingdom, so it's always been a kingdom without the sort of resources that would have them in possession of a devil fruit encyclopedia. So it's strange. Did Kuma bring back a devil fruit encyclopedia from his adventures, perhaps? Hmm. I guess that could be an explanation. Kuma, as a revolutionary, may have come across a devil fruit encyclopedia and bought one back to the Sorbet Kingdom just because. She definitely didn't have the devil fruit as a baby. Jenny never explains that she ate the fruit. Let me go back up and read. Bonnie, wait. Did you eat a devil fruit? When? And there's a bubble above Bonnie with a question mark in it. I'm assuming that question mark is in response to her shock at seeing herself etched up in the mirror. But it is interesting that she doesn't give an answer. Could this be the H fruit? Where did she find it? We've got that old guy reading Devil Fruit Encyclopedia. Cowboy hat guy, I don't know, try chanting something. Hmm. Yeah, there's zero explanation. But it's not a symptom. It's not related to the sapphire scale. It's definitely not related to that. So we can get out of the picture. And it is most certainly a devil fruit, so because she has all the weaknesses of a devil fruit. She can't swim. So it's definitely a devil fruit. It's got to be the HH fruit. So the question is, how did it come to be in Bonnie's possession to eat? That is suspicious, and that's probably the biggest mystery coming out of this chapter, because everything else, of course, in typical One Piece fashion, it answers some questions that we had about the revolution, the revelry, and what the exact sequence of events were for Kuma, how he became a king and became branded as a tyrant king. So he never actually did any actions that would label him as a tyrant. He just had, it's just that King Bakori and the world government blamed all of Bakori's tyrant behaviors on Kuma, which makes sense. That's how he got the title of a tyrant king. Then he was officially a pirate when he attacked those marine ships, and after that he set sail from the Sorbet Kingdom and officially lived as a pirate and was a pirate. As a pirate, he sailed to all the islands, those islands that he sent the Straw Hats to, and explains why he visited, what reason he visited those islands for. He was looking for some knowledge on how to cure Bonnie's disease. And we have Vegapunk. We are getting into now how the Pacifista were created from Kuma. And in future chapters, I'm going to assume how Kuma ended up becoming a Pacifista himself, or a cyborg. But yeah, that wraps up this chapter. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and comment and subscribe. And I will catch you all later.